we let the chickens out since the garden's all done, and they won't even go over to the garden area. And Steve had them over there for a little bit, and they came straight back over toward this side. You keeping an eye on the girls? Competition between the roosters. Here's Sally. She won't come out and join everybody. She's in there eating some tomatoes. You can tell the chickens have started molting. Look at her feathers, how they're all coming out. Looks pitiful. But my reds hardly ever molt. Now this one in front is a mix, and she's starting to molt on the back. But the reds that are the pure Rhode Island reds, they don't. I shouldn't say they don't molt, but mine never have a real heavy molt at all. Look, I mean, she's perfect. Now even Romeo, see his tail feathers? He's only got 2 left, and he had a ton of them. So yeah, he's losing his feathers too. So I told Steve once, these chickens, like all of our Rhode Island reds, they're 2 years old. And all of the other chickens, every other one. Even like this one, that's the mixture that we got younger. They're only a year old. We don't know how old Romeo is, but I'm going to guess he's not much more than probably a year old. He's right over here by me. Steve thought he was crowing at me, and I said, oh no, him and that little one down below the hill were crowing at each other. But yeah, all those feathers that are kind of yellow and dirty and stuff, he'll probably lose most of those, and he'll get all beautiful feathers for next spring. The same with the girls that are in the heavy molt already. They look pitiful. And you know, I bought those apron things because some of that on their back is due to the rooster. Not all of it, but some of it. And hopefully they will get their feathers before, you know, winter sets in. But I told Steve, as I was going to say a minute ago, that when all the chickens pass away, they can live up to 10 years or so. But when they do, I think I'm going to stay with Rhode Island Reds. Just for the fact that, to me, they are wonderful chickens. They lay a lot. They're they're sweet. I think everybody has probably favorites, but being in Ohio and we have the cold, you know, winters and stuff, they do great. I don't know if you can see through both of these fencing. Oh yeah, you can. Romeo took some of the girls over in the garden finally. And this Buff Orpington, she has been broody all spring and all summer. Steve just went over in the box and pulled her out because she's not sitting on eggs. She just stays in the nesting box, which means she's not laying eggs. So, you know, Orpingtons honestly are my favorite, but I'm not going to get any more because they're too broody. And well, both of ours are kind of feisty, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
So yeah, we'll probably just stick with the Rhode Island Reds. even though I do love how fluffy those are. But, you know, I guess if we were wanting to have a bunch of baby chicks, we would probably stick with a bunch of the Orpingtons, you know. But we don't. We don't want a whole bunch. We've got plenty. And you look terrible. Look at them feathers all over her butt and the sides and back is all gone. I was looking on Amazon, and you know, some of the chickens have those aprons on them, or saddles, whichever one you want to call them. But now they have them to where they have the little wing flaps that go over and protect the chicken's wings. And I think you've seen some of the other chickens, how their wings are horrible, where they have been bred and Romeo's, you know, taken some of the fur off of them. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and try to get some of those when I get the extra money. I think they were around $30 for 5 of them. And, oh, look at her run. They're so cute. So yeah, the ones that are really bad molting and have their wing showing where there's no fur left, or not fur, but feathers, I'll put those aprons on them that have the wing protectors, and hopefully that will also help keep them warm this fall and winter. They like it over there where the ferns and stuff are at. You see how her wing is right there? She's got the apron on, but it's not protecting that wing. So that's why I need those, the other ones for them. Steve and I set out last night up there by his shed and had us a campfire, and oh, it was wonderful. It was so peaceful and quiet, except for the bugs. My dad's cousin that lives across the road that we borrowed that paint sprayer from, his sister passed away, his last sister, and she always made lots and lots of like zucchini bread, all different types of breads and stuff, and would give them to us and to her brother, of course. And he called Steve yesterday and said that they were going through her stuff at her apartment, and she has a ton of cookbooks, and he wanted to know if I wanted to go through them before they took them to the thrift store. And I said, oh my goodness, yes, I would love to, because you guys know cookbooks can be expensive, and I don't have the extra cash for that unless I find them at a thrift store. So I was all excited about that. You know, sad that she passed away, but glad that someone in her family, me, you know, would be able to go through her cookbooks and possibly use them to make some great recipes for you guys. So he called a little bit ago and said he's going to bring them all over tomorrow, and then he asked if I could just get rid of the ones that I didn't want, you know, take them to the thrift store or find someone that would like them, you know. And I said, absolutely, I could do that. So yeah, I'll be busy tomorrow going through all the cookbooks. She found something that she wants in those. Those were wildflowers down there. Might be some bloom still up on them somewhere I don't see. And you hear one over there laying an egg in the coop. And there's 3 more in that one. And this little girl's back in her little spot she loves. No eggs underneath of her. You're so silly. Look at her puff up. You're so silly. I don't think I showed y'all, but Steve found, okay, this is about a regular size egg from our, our chickens. Look at this one. I can get it out of there without breaking them. Look at the size difference in those. So, this one is not much bigger. Whoops. And we are thinking that these are probably from, let me get the other one out so you'll have 3 sizes here. Okay, so the one on the right is the normal, and the other 2 are a lot smaller. We're thinking that these 2 might be from Sally, the one that had been in the dog kennel. She didn't lay the whole time she was in there. So we're wondering if those are not from her now. But I think they're kind of cute. The first one over here, this one, see how it's got all the brown specks on it? That happens a lot with like the Rhode Island Reds and stuff, and we tease that it's a inkjet spot. A lot of them get those. It doesn't hurt the egg at all. But we have different colors. I'm thinking that, let's see here, I don't want to break those 2. I'm thinking that this one, the lighter color, and this one is real light. Those are probably the Americana's eggs. But usually these, the darker one, are from our Rhode Island Reds, and I'm not sure this one could be too, but yep. So even though they're all in the brown family, lots of different shades, so pretty. Well, we got the magazines and cookbooks today, and these totes. So I'm getting ready to go through them and see, there's some on the other side too. Alright, I ended up putting them on the right below the counter, and they won't sit up like, on a bookshelf because they're a little bit too big. So I just have to stack them, but I got the Pioneer women, all of her cookbooks that I seen. And then on this shelf, the Paula Deen, her cookbooks that I seen. And then down here are just a few, like Winning Recipes and Betty Crocker's Best Love Pot Pie, Casserole, that type of stuff. And a Christmas one. There were, as you guys seen, so many totes out there. But I told Steve, of course you can look through those and you can say, oh, this cookbook looks awesome, but honestly, are you going to use it? And we have a very small house, a little over 900 square feet. We do not have the room, and I've never been able to figure out anything to put on these shelves, so, other than just small appliances or knickknacks. And I also wanted to say, if you hear something, it is this was my grandpa's fan, my mom's dad's, and he's been gone for a long time, but he gave it to Mom, and then when Mom got remarried, she just left it here for us. And it's an old fan, but boy, it's wonderful. It works great. So that's what you're hearing. Sorry if it's too loud. And before I close, I wanted to show you guys what Barb's Country Home sent me. Let me open it up. She sent me a sticker. Isn't that a nice one? I really like the design of that. And Barb, I've got a few small ones. I'll go ahead and send you one in return, but thank you so much for sending that to me, and I will put that up. Alright, and then there was one more thing I wanted to show you guys. My niece that lives in Haiti, they just went back home during the earthquake and all that, they were on furlough here in the States. And she had brought these coasters for me. The cuckoo clock's going to go off. We had that turned on for our granddaughter today. She loves that. But anyway, so April and her family brought us these. They're, of course, made in Haiti. And she brought me these beautiful coasters. Anyway, I want to thank April for that. So you guys have a great, great day. And I will talk to you on the next video. God bless.